Hello and welcome to Improvised Mockumentary with Pam, Kate, Mandy, and Maddy! Yay! And you can make noise too if you know.
Woo!
Self-imposed mute. We are going to be improvising interviews around a fictional event that happened. Yeah, we have no idea which direction any of us are. We can't really Brady Bunch it, right?
No, we can't, but it's fun to pretend.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're taking a suggestion from Facebook here. One suggestion on Facebook was Arnold Rye Bread. So for the mockumentary, we usually take an unusual career or hobby. So in this case, we're going to take bread baking as our unusual career or hobby. Everyone ready? Let's do it. Rye bread is more than food. It's like the spiritual breath of the Jewish people. It's like bread is air, right? Air made solid. That's why it has the space in between the bubbles. In fact, a good bread is not made by the substance, but rather the absence of substance within the bread. I'm sorry. My name is Seymour Waxman, and I have been a rye bread enthusiast since I was 18. That's when I first made the trip to New York City to commune with my people. It's not Israel, it's not Jerusalem, but it's sort of the second best. You see, rye bread has carried the spirit of Judaism from one generation to the next, and each of the seeds sprinkled on the bread is like the l'chaim that carries us together, that helps us feel united, that lets us, wait for it, rise together.
This is Wally. Go ahead, introduce yours, honey.
This is Judith.
These are our favorite starters. We always name our favorite starters.
My starter has been in existence longer than I have been alive.
It's true. Mine is 18 years old, which is not that old for a start. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Darlene. That's with the D-A-R-L-E-A-N, Darlene. And this is Wally.
And my name is Marlene, spelled the regular way. This is Judith.
So sometimes in the middle of the night when I can't sleep, Marlene knows I go out to the countertop because we don't put our starters in the fridge. We're not those freaky people who only feed them once a week. We feed our babies twice a day on the countertop.
Twice a day, whether they ask for it or not, because we love our starters. I love you, Judith. I love you so much, Judith.
Oh,
Judith?
that stuck to my lip.
Oh. I love the smell of my starter. Judith's smell is like home.
Wally's smell is like the son I never had and probably won't.
Probably no. Neither one of us are going to have children.
No, we have children in our own way.
Well, we have starters.
That's right. Baby starters. I mean,
Baby starters.
big grown mama starters, because yours is what? 65? Is that what you know?
Yeah. Well, a lady never tells her age. Don't ask Judith her age.
Some people look down on my process. It's not what you would call sort of a traditional baking experience. I'm really trying to bring bread into the future. So, you know, I like to think about bread not really as a food stuff, but more as an idea. So what I've been trying to do is introduce a thought baking, where essentially you think about a loaf of bread for so long that it's almost like there's a loaf of bread there. I can tell you that my method has become very, very popular amongst dieting circles. We are the #1 recommended bread by the Atkins diet. And I take that to heart, you know, because what's better than eating actual bread? Thinking about it so hard that it's almost like you're eating bread.
Yeah. Candace Jenkins. And let me just tell you, just first off, okay? Bread is bread. That's what it is. It's bread. Okay? It's bread. It's a food. That's what the food is. Okay? We go to the competitions, right? We got the tasting competitions. We got the freaks there that are like, here's my bread, and it's a table. That's a table. It's not bread. Or you got the ones that are like, it's more than bread. It's the whole unit. No, it's not. It's bread. It's a food stuff. I started making it 14 years ago because my oldest Johnny, he wouldn't eat the bread from the store, and I said, that's the only bread there is. It's bread. Bread is bread. And he said, no. Well, Samantha Shaheen's mommy, she makes the bread at home. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know you could make bread at the time. I thought that I never thought about that ever. I just hadn't thought about it ever. Because why would you do that? There's bread at the store. So, anyway, there all was at, one of them parenting nights, and it's a good family. No, it's not. I made the bread alone.
Wally's brought home the blue ribbon in both taste and texture for 4 years in a row, and we're going for big 5 this year.
That's right. And, well, not to brag, #humble brag, but Judith brought out best mouthfeel and most authentic crunch in the rice sourdough category.
People call us a power couple, even though we're totally platonic.
But we're still really powerful. Darlene and I have been baking bread in tandem for going on a decade and a half now. Yeah, we met in a bakery class, to tell you the truth. I knew as soon as I saw her start kneading the dough, I was like, oh, yes. All of my soul was just a big yes.
She met me back when I was doing regular yeast bread. Everyone knows that you don't need a sourdough, you stretch it.
Yeah.
So going into the competition this year, I think that I have a real, an imaginary, but I think I have an imaginary advantage because the thing is, when you enter a competition where they're judging taste and texture, if your taste and texture are both imaginary. They could be imagined as better than any other bread in the room. And that's what I'm really counting on. My method was a little shocking last year at the Tri-County Bake-Off. But I think that people are probably more ready for me this year than they were last year. Because I think they've had time, as I have, over the last year to imagine what it would be like to eat a carbohydrate and how good that would feel.
Oh, this is my first time at the Bake Off. But I've been, as I said, a breadhead for many years. That's what we call ourselves, a breadhead. This is the first time there, and I think I'll be actually the first ever religious entry to the Bake Off, and also the first ever rye bread. Yeah, no, because rye bread doesn't taste good. Yeah, no, it's not good. The caraway seeds are bitter and they get stuck in your teeth, and
Yeah, I wanted to enter into the bread category. Just bread. Taste it and see if you like it. But that apparently doesn't exist. There are a lot of specialties. So last year I was in the bread and breeding, which is where they lock you in a little room with your necessary accoutrement, and then they throw in like 6. You pull a number out of a hat, how many kids they're going to throw in that will be there needing things while you're making the bread. And last year I got 6, hoping for a few less this year. Not a big fan of the kids. But yeah, and I was going to say I did well. I didn't, the bread didn't finish. I think I'm welcome back. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. But yeah, let me ask you something. What is an authentic crunch? Okay? What's an authentic crunch? What's a non-authentic crunch? What is that?
to me, rye bread has the most authentic crunch. It's similar to the bricks and mortar used while the Jewish slaves constructed the pyramids. That's what the caraway seeds are supposed to represent. And I'm just imagining what this could do for this community, because to be honest, there's not a lot of Jews in Minnesota or in any of the counties that are being represented here at the Bake Off. And if I could win with a Jewish bread that not only represents all the struggles that my people have been through, but also doesn't taste good, imagine what that could do for the religious and cultural diversity of this area. I'm like Moses.
We've been preparing for the Tri-County for quite a while, and this year we're feeling playful. So we made matching shirts. As you can see, mine says rye ?
And mine says or sourdough ? And
then on the back, mine says rye not.
And mine says Rye-tacular. I ran out of ideas.
No, that's a good one. That was a good one, Darlene. Don't talk yourself down.
Thanks, Marlene.
That's going to affect your starter. You know, if you start feeling bad, if you feel bad about yourself, your starter feels bad about itself.
I think I need to put Wally on the counter for a minute. He's getting a little slimy.
Okay. Maybe you need to add something to him. She's just beginning.
This is it's kind of hard to talk about, and maybe I'm just emotional because I'm really hungry. The competition did not go as I expected. I was immediately disqualified Because I'm sorry, do like a granola bar or something, because like I'm really lightheaded, and
Yeah, I wasn't having any of that shit again. So, you know, that one comes up. I went over to the judges. I'm like, hey, there's no bread. So she doesn't have any bread.
and the judges just weren't creative enough to imagine it with their minds. And I just said, if there's any kind of bread that you want, it could be French bread, which would be really good right now. If you have any, I'd love it. It could be sandwich bread, you know, it could be whatever bread you dream about when you sleep.
You know, to be honest, the Tri-County Bake Off, it went great. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of Judith. Judith and I, we won Authentic Crunch again. Darlene had great success as well.
2 blue ribbons, me and the Wallster.
Absolutely. I gotta say, ever since the Tri-County, Judith, I'm just gonna put you down for a second because I don't want you to be a part of this. I've just been feeling a little, I haven't talked to you about this yet, Darlene, because see, there's something, I feel like we've achieved everything we came to achieve in the once we hit the Tri-County Bake Off. Like,
Okay.
we did it again. You know, there's no stopping us. And it's like, what is left? You know, that starter hole in my heart has been filled.
Yeah.
But there are other holes in my heart.
You want to fill a hole with challah?
With what?
Challah?
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 Marlene and Darlene, at first I was quite repulsed by them because to me, having a shirt that says Rye Not is anti-Semitic. It's not accepting of other people's choices of bread. But once I met them...
Challah?
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 We got talking about all sorts of different cultural breads, and I opened their mind to the braided wonder that is challah, traditional challah. Of course, the traditional way of making a challah is you do it all perfectly as is with egg and honey and just beautiful. It's a smooth, wonderful, browned braided bread, and then you sprinkle terrible caraway seeds all over the top.
Challah!
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 Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'ner.
Challah!
Challah!
It wasn't anti-Semitic. I just thought it sounded like holla. So I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Scene.
Happy Passover, everybody.
Right. Oh my goodness, we did a show all about bread. Well, people are specifically not eating bread.
And just we're representing for the Jews over here, so you know it's coming from Plates of Love.
Thank you all for being here, and thank all of you for watching. In case you haven't heard, we're doing something called Happier Valley Comedy live every night at 8 o'clock, except for Sundays, where Pam and I and any number of random other cast members will show up, and we'll check in about our social isolated days, and we will improvise a bit for you in whatever format feels fun at the time. So check that out. It's streaming live to YouTube every night at 8 o'clock, and we have a bunch of classes and stuff coming up. You can see it all at happiervalley.com.
Oh, and if you're watching this before whatever date today is, or around this date, whatever it is, what is it? Anybody know what the date?
The 10th.
Today's the 10th.
April 10th. We're running a contest for the next few days. You can win a spot in my presentation next Friday called Improvised into the Unknown. So if you're having any challenges with building resilience or like lowering that stress level that we're all having, I'm going to do a fun and useful, hopefully, in a presentation that's a little bit interactive about how we can use some improv skills to help with that stuff. And if you join the contest, you might get in for free. You can find out about that on happiervalley.com. happiervalley.hala.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.